welcome to another episode of Ginger Force Apocalypse, the podcast. I'm Bert Rochelle.
And I'm Muffin.
And on this very cinematic episode of GFAP, I wanted to talk about a fun TV trope, one of my favorites of all time. A lot of cartoons and even live action shows have this kind of episode, and it's called the win to exit trope, or being trapped inside a video game. Now, before we get into the official, definition and some examples, I picked out some of my favorites, and me and Muffin were having some lively debate about the definition of the word trapped, which we'll get into. I want to know, when you think about this trope, Muffin, what is the first thing you think of?
The anime show Sword Art Online.
That's one of them. Let us know.
Or Overload.
Oh, Overload.
Overlord, sorry.
Overlord? Oh, what are those about? Let me tell the audience at home.
Overlord is essentially the same thing as Sword Art Online. But the main character doesn't have the risk of dying.
Oh, gotta love it. He just went.
Hey. The main character doesn't risk dying when he gets stuck in the video game. He's just permanently stuck.
Oh.
And doesn't seem to care.
I see.
But it's a great show.
Okay. I think my buddies are into the show Overlord. Maybe I should give it a go.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. I think of Nickelodeon immediately. Actually, the very first one I thought of was actually Todd and the Book of Pure Evil, which we'll get to. But way before I even saw that show, both Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom had episodes. What I really another good example of the trope isn't particularly with video games, but like trapped in like TV shows. What was WandaVision was a really popular one that came out, a few years back. But one of my it's very much akin to one of my all-time favorite episodes of Fairly Odd Parents, which is the big TV special Channel Chasers, when Timmy wished himself into the TV because he didn't want to be in real life. He wanted to live like in TV. And so I don't think he was technically trapped in those ones. I think he was literally flitting, like he literally going through like cable networks to different shows, and I always like the trope. But we're talking about the video game trope, win to exit, as it's referred to. Anyways, so win to exit it's literally what we're talking about. It's when the main characters of a TV show get trapped in a video game, and if they don't win the game, they're either going to die, like in Sword Art Online, or they'll be stuck in the video game forever. According to tvtropes.org, so a character is trapped in a game. The only way to escape is to win. A holodeck malfunction may be involved. The graphics of the video game in question are usually either implausibly realistic or laughably primitive compared to those available in the real world at the time, depending on how out of touch the producers are. I would disagree with that particular note, being the producers being out of touch, and it could just be a stylistic choice. Again, there's a lot of different types of video games. Even you'll see, we've been talking about Megabonk a lot lately, and that's not what anyone would call AAA graphics, but it's not out of touch. It's just a different game style. So it could be just the producers being out of touch, or it could be the producers going, no, we want this to look like a video game, make it 8-bit, or make it look like Halo. I don't want none of that realistic stuff. I mean, the original Halo, not the remastered ones.
Ain't nothing wrong with remaster.
Nope, there's nothing wrong with the remaster. I quite like the remaster graphics. I just prefer the original ones in terms of gameplay. It's a lot less distracting. I can focus more on defeating
It's the
the
same
enemies.
thing. How can it not be?
Because it's shinier, there's more details involved. There's just a lot less going
That's not
on.
a valid excuse.
It's
Because
not.
it's the exact same thing.
It's not an excuse. I'm just explaining why I like the regular graphics better, the original graphics. I'm not making excuses.
Women.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It's only two things they're good for.
Anyway, so,
Making excuses and cooking.
and I do like that this TV Tropes website also references Jumanji, which we will be talking about. Adventurers beware, do not begin unless you intend to finish. The exciting consequences of the game will vanish only when a player reaches Jumanji and calls out its name. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's talk about Jumanji. Obviously, here I do have the original. Well, this is not the original. Sorry. Right here, I have the reboot or the new Jumanji, whatever you want to call it. But this is the one that came out just a few years back, where it features four teenagers being sucked into this video game, and these four characters are their avatars. And they only have a certain amount of lives, so if they die in the game, they're not coming back out the TV. So they do have to be smart and play the game well, which I do like some little tropes that they play with here. Like, obviously she's dressed, like a sexy adventurer, and very Tomb Raider-esque. We got our normal kind of classic adventurer here, the big buff macho guy, and then the what do you like the comedic relief? Because I think his weakness in the game I think was cake, which is just so off the wall, but he literally like can't resist cake, and it lowers his it
Talking about
debuffs
Kevin
him in
Hart?
some way. Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
It debuffs him in some way, and it's pretty hilarious. But
It makes him explode. It doesn't debuff him.
oh, that's right. It makes him explode. I have seen the movie. It's just been a while. Here's what we were talking about in terms of the comparison to the original, because the original Jumanji does focus more around childlike children characters. Hence why I use the newer one as the example. But the original Jumanji centers around two children who pull out this Jumanji game, and they're like, "Oh, this sounds fun." And then they play it, and this old man, well, old, he was like supposed to be in his 30s, Robin Williams, shows up because he's been trapped in the game for the past 30 years, or 10, 20. He's been in there for a while.
30 years.
30 years. Okay, I was right. But yeah, he's been in there a while, because when he played the game with his little girly friend when he was the new main character's ages, she never beat the game. She just kind of ran away screaming, to my memory, and he just got sucked into it. And so they actually had to beat the game. They had to navigate, a poacher, natural disasters, and all these crazy freaking animals stampeding around, all these wild events happening before they could get out. Another reason though I use this one as the examples, because this one, the new Jumanji, centers specifically around a video game, whereas the other one's a board game. And technically, I wouldn't argue they were trapped in playing the game, yes, but they were still in their own real world that was being invaded by the game itself, not the other way around. What do you think, Muffin?
I would say that they were just trapped. Period. Not physically trapped in the game, but like one of those fuck around and find out type deals.
Very much, and I do want to honorably mention as well the other the other movies. Zathura. I don't know if did you ever see Zathura?
Of course I've seen Zathura. Who hasn't?
Come
on now.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. But Zathura is literally just Jumanji in space, and it's a great movie. Really like it.
Wildly inaccurate.
It's Jumanji in space. What?
Wildly
Okay,
inaccurate.
How would you describe it, Muffin?
A space adventure board game.
It's Jumanji in space.
Nope.
Because they start playing Zathura, right? They're playing Zathura, and then their house gets like uprooted and transported to space. The only way for them to get
But
their
that's
house,
all imagination.
but they can't get back to their house or their everyday lives until they play the game or beat the game. It's Jumanji in space!
That's not.
Yes, it is!
This is one of those arguments where you're like, oh yeah, Sims is a great game, and it's really not.
No, okay, The Sims being a great game or not is opinion based. I'm stating facts here. It is literally Zathura is the same concept as Jumanji, being trapped playing a board game, but it's a different environment, but in space. It's not in the concrete jungle or the normal jungle. It is in space. It's the same concept, different setting. Jumanji in space.
I think you're just lying out your teeth now.
I think you're full of shit, Muffin. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, Muffin. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I'll break it again. I'll break it on camera for you.
Oh, please don't do that. No, remember in Zathura, though? When the older sister, played by Kristen Stewart, by the way, gotta love her, pre-Twilight.
Not sister.
What? Oh,
Clearly you haven't seen the film.
Babysitter, right, babysitter. I have, it's been a while. Because I'm about to reference a specific event. Remember when the babysitter, played by Kristen Stewart, she gets frozen? And the only way to thaw her is to continue playing the game? Imagine if they stopped playing the game. They wouldn't just be perpetually floating through space. The babysitter would never defreeze. She would never thaw out.
Defrost?
It'd be like It'd be like Robin Williams, but instead of, being trapped in a jungle for 30 years, she'd be trapped in ice for 30 years.
Well, she'd be one cool babe.
It's Jumanji in space. And that's all I'm saying about it.
I mean, you could be wrong out loud. That's fine.
You can be wrong out loud.
I'm not, though.
Anyways, the other, I'm gonna look this up later. We'll put a pin in this. But, the other honorable mention I really should bring up, and especially because it's, more recent and topical, is, of course, the Minecraft movie. That one, again, very, very popular. I even liked it myself. It was very cute. But that one revolves around, yes, Jack Black, who, as a youngster, he went into the mines that he wasn't supposed to, because as a child he yearned for the mines, and he found a portal to the Minecraft world, and he went... is that what it... Yeah, he went in the portal as an adult. That's right. He yearned for the mines, so he went through his adult life, returned as an adult, and then got trapped in the Minecraft world for God knows how many years. I think
what an idiot.
Actually, I think it was about the time Robin Williams was trapped. It was like 20, 30 years. Yeah, because it came out this year, and it was set back in like the 80s or 90s. Very 90s aesthetic. Yep, so yeah, he was trapped in Minecraft for like 30 years, and then, a sequence of events happens, and then two kids and like two or three adults also get trapped in Minecraft, and the only way they can get out is finding finding the two parts of the mulligan, putting it together, and then that's how they get out. So that's basically how they'll win the game, because while beating the game in Minecraft, if you're actually going to beat it, involves fighting an ender dragon. The ender dragon is very absent from the Minecraft movie, so that's how you win the game, to escape. But a lot of these tropes don't surround real games, usually for copyright or creative reasons. So let's, move on from Jumanji and that whole argument there and get into one of my favorite episodes, which I didn't realize it was this early in the series. But Season 1, Episode 2 of The Fairly Odd Parents is called Power Mad. And as a synopsis, according to this wiki reads, tired of his games being too toddlerish, Timmy wishes for a challenging video game you can't wish yourself out of, but the wish takes a dangerous turn when Chester and AJ, his best buddies, show up unexpectedly and unknowingly enter the game. Now Timmy must enter the game himself and survive various levels of difficulty in order to reach his friends. So, in this one, it's not technically... I mean, Timmy does become trapped in there, but...
Not by his, not by mistake.
No, and technically neither... And Chester and AJ... Also, I guess they could be considered trapped in the game because they wouldn't know how to get out. I think even in the episode, it's been a while, but if I am remembering correctly, in the episode, they're like, wow, this is a really realistic video game. You must have a really expensive gaming system, Timmy. And he's like, yeah, please don't die. Yeah, they're virtual reality helmets. So it's VR before VR was, a more commonplace thing.
I'm pretty sure when that episode came out, the Valve Index was a thing.
What's the Valve Index?
Like the first VR headset.
Oh, cool. Oh, this is where the classic two halves of a whole idiot line comes from. Because I was skimming through the entire... They have the whole plot written out. And they are technically trapped because Timmy does try to wish them out of the game, but Cosmo quotes Timmy's exact words from the wish to remind him that this game does not allow the easy way out through wishing. The only way out for anybody is to beat the game or take off the helmets. Timmy questions them that they don't do anything halfway, and Cosmo states in response that he and Wanda are simply two halves of a whole idiot.
Cosmo was the original idiot.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about there's another element of danger because he is being babysat by the notorious Vicky. And when the lights in Timmy's house dim, again, like the surge from before, there's a power surge, obviously, he realizes that the game is drawing out so much energy that anything and everything that Vicky plugs in is an immediate risk to shorting out the power and cutting the game off, which means Chester and AJ are in grave danger unless Timmy can find them and retrieve them before it's too late. So yeah, basically, Timmy has to go through and help Chester and AJ beat the game so all three of them can escape.
I'd let him die.
What? Why?
Let him die, let him die, let him shrivel up and die.
Allegedly, these are supposed to be your friends.
Why are they snooping? Let him die, let him die, let him shrivel up and die.
I would argue, he probably forgot they were coming over. Yeah, let's
conveniently forgot.
I'm gonna skim this down. Here we go. When the assailants come closer to ninja... Oh, yeah, the ninja bunnies. He's upset at Cosmo and Wanda for such a babyishly oriented game, and Vicky comes up to check on him. When she sees there's seemingly nothing wrong or suspicious, she tells him to keep it down since she's trying to watch her shows before she leaves. As he wishes for a video game that is challenging, a game that he can't wish himself or anybody else out of. Timmy leaves. Cosmo and Wanda decide that Timmy's wish is just vague enough to work, but they're going to need a lot of power to make it work. They plug the wands in the power... Okay, that's what happened. Yep, alright. So, Chester and AJ, it's true they were not invited over. They were strolling through the neighborhood when they noticed a citywide power surge and immediately deduced that it is because Timmy has a new video game. So they'd come over to his house to check it out. When they come up to his room and notice that Timmy is nowhere to be found, which AJ notices because Timmy always uses the bathroom at 6:13 p.m., they don their virtual reality helmets and are transported inside Timmy's TV and directly into the game, much to Wanda's concern. So...
The fact that he knew exactly what time he went to the bathroom is kind of weird.
AJ's a smart kid, don't you remember? AJ's the smart one, Chester's the poor one.
Chester's the homeless one.
Exactly. I said poor.
Poor is an understatement. I'm poor. He's homeless.
Hey, don't forget his adage, however you pronounce that word, about roadkill. The meat is more sweet when it's flattened on the street. Yeah, he's homeless.
I've literally never heard him say that in the show.
Never? He says it. I think it's in the episode that focuses more on him and his dad, because they have a whole episode where Timmy wishes that Chester isn't poor anymore. And Or was it Timmy that wished that? There's an episode where Chester isn't poor anymore because his dad, famous baseball player Chester McBadbat, doesn't miss his big home run and becomes the laughing stock of the big old basketball or baseball league. You remember that episode?
Imagine missing your swing, loser.
Well, it's a good
Maybe
one.
his dad deserved to be homeless. How do you miss a swing like that? That's crazy.
Okay. Okay, here it is. So after Chester and AJ insult Timmy while they're in the game for his normal standard for video games consisting of the abundantness of fuzzy bunnies, like the previous version of the same game that they're in, Timmy goes to hit the reset button, but Wanda stops him and warns him if the game is deactivated in any way while they're in there, or if they lose their 3 lives, they will disappear forever. So, it's life or death in this video game, and you're saying you would let your friends die.
Yep. Shouldn't have been wandering in my house. Fucking weirdos.
So if you just if your friends surprised you and went, "Hey, we're here to play a video game with you," you would just go, "Get out."
Exactly.
What?
You have to announce that you're on the way, because if you show up uninvited, I will close the door in your face.
It's fucked up. It's not very.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want just random people to pop up.
I've had that happen.
What if I was laying pipe, you know? And you just knock on the door and interrupt, and now we're both kind of just like, who the fuck is at the door?
I guess that's life, buddy.
No, because immediately I will set up a paintball turret on my camera and just shoot you.
Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you do.
I'm really thinking about getting a motion sensor sprinkler system for the front yard to keep people out of my yard.
That's probably not a bad idea. I mean, you bitch about it enough. I'm surprised you haven't done it already.
Well, because it's like, it stops for a while, and then it continues again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, I'm at that point of like, fuck all of you, and then it stops.
Mm-hmm.
For months at a time. And then it happens again.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting.
Another animated one. This one I remember a bit more. I was a gamer girl as a youngster, so this trope, whatever you want to call it, what is and was one of my favorite things in a TV show. And Teacher of the Year is season 1, episode 12 of Danny Phantom, where Nikolai Technus invades the contents of an online game. Mr. Lancer makes sure Danny works hard to pass his grade after Danny didn't get much sleep because he was playing the video game and failed his test. Sorry. So yeah, Danny and his best friend Tucker play an online video game called Doomed, only to be bested easily by someone named Chaos. Frustrated, Danny flings the Fenton helmet, which he substituted for a game controller to give him an edge, which coincidentally hits the button of the Fenton portal, unleashing Technus. It's the ghost of the episode. Seeing the doomed video game, Technus views it as a much better place to inhabit than Earth, but Danny refuses him any access, and a battle begins. Technus overcomes the ghost boy, wrapping him with an electric shield, accidentally destroying Danny's computer in the process. At a loss, Technus quickly picks himself up and escapes, vowing to return. Danny states he will hunt him tomorrow, but realizes it is indeed tomorrow, having stayed up all night playing the game. So.
Stupid.
Alright, so despite Danny's best efforts, Technus does invade the video game. So, let's see. At school, Danny's failed his test, but seeing as it counts for 1/4 of his grade, Lancer decides to give Danny another chance by letting him have the opportunity to retake it. With only 3 days to study, Danny instead continues to goof off on Doomed in an internet cafe where Lancer eventually catches him and escorts him out. Meanwhile, Technus gets help from Tucker, who is unaware of who he is due to a different body form the Ghost has taken to master the game. There, Tucker explains the purpose of the games to find the 7 keys of the apocalypse, defeat all 13 levels, and gain access to the World Wide Web. Technus also discovers he still possesses his ghost powers, something other players do not have. And Yeah, so if Technus can get to the World Wide Web, he can, spread a lot of misinformation and rule the world. I believe is how I would at least summon.
I will rule the world.
That's all any of the villains want to do in, original, you know. Yeah. Ooh, we got a 91%. That's cool. Yeah. Here, all right. So, yeah, it's what it sounds like. There's a ghost in the video game, and so he does not get access to the entirety of the World Wide Web, which was still pretty new in the year 2004. It wasn't it wasn't fresh off the boat, so to speak, but it was still in its early years. This is pre YouTube, so uh, this was the early days of, wait a minute, someone would just go on the internet and tell lies. So this was,
oh no.
exactly, but this was like the early days of this. So if a big evil bad guy got access to the World Wide Web in 2004, that's an issue. Another issue could potentially be I don't know if I don't even remember if eBay was a thing, but any online marketplaces that existed back then could just get shut down because he's got ghost powers. He could do anything. But I do think it's funny. I never thought about this, but imagine having to beat a video game just to get access to the internet. Like how I think
I could do it in like a day. You would have to be waiting like a whole year.
it depends on the video game. I beat
No.
I beat Doom in a God, I don't even know how long. I'd have to look at my playtime for Doom, but it wasn't a year. It was more like a week. But it was still a while. And if I play on a lower difficulty, I could be faster.
That sounds like a bitch thing to do.
Yeah, mister, we're busting through Halo on normal difficulty, not even playing on hard mode.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and understand that there's lag. And every time it lags, even a fraction of a millisecond, all I hear in my ear is, I'm lagging! This is so choppy! Oh my god, I can't do anything! That's all I hear. From you.
Maybe I'm mad about the game lagging and me dying because of it.
Maybe pipe the fuck down. How about that?
Are you telling me to sit down and shut up?
Yes, yes, I
Okay.
am.
Cancelled. Muffin is cancelled.
Wow. With the amount of views I get, it already feels like it. So,
Oh.
by all means.
Go catch Muffin's stream and give him a follow. Anyways, so Todd and the Book of Pure Evil is another one of these TV shows where it is user generated content. There it is. So there you go. Season 2, episode 8 of Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. And if you haven't seen Todd and the Book of Pure Evil, every episode revolves around the titular Book of Pure Evil. It flies around like this, presenting itself to students who are in like dire need of something. So like in the first episode, it's Todd who gets the Book of Pure Evil, and he's kind of a loser. He wants to be in this like death metal band, but he sucks at playing guitar and he can't sing and just can't get his girlfriend, and so he gets the book and becomes this amazing death metal rock star. But it's the Book of Pure Evil. It's created and bound by Satan. So there's dire consequences around reading from this book. But if you don't say the words, then everything's fine. But everyone always says the words. And in Loser-Generated Content, Season 2, Episode 8, the AV... Oh. No, that's not the one. Sorry, I apologize. It's Season 2, Episode 6, Fisting Fantasy. Trapped inside...
Hey, yo.
Trapped inside a video game, the gang embark on an epic quest to slay the Red Knight and make a special friend along the way. So, the plot of this game, or the plot of this show, to expand upon this a bit, because this is just from the Wikipedia, but Todd and Curtis, his best friend, they're obsessed with this video game. They play it all the time. They play it in school at the computer lab instead of paying attention to class. And they always kind of they shit on their friend. Well, it's not their friend, but some online guy who happens to be in the same school, but they have no idea because they're idiots and stoners. But they shit on their one teammate a lot because they're like, oh, he's so bad at this video game. God, I wish, he just didn't suck so bad. And so he gets a book of pure evil. He wants, to kick ass, and that manifests into the entire school becoming the video game that they were playing. And the Red Knight is the big bad boss that they have to defeat in order to win the game. And
sounds like fun.
Yeah, their friends. I know the one's Jenny. I don't know why I can't remember her name. Hannah. Jenny. And their friends Jenny and Hannah get sucked into it as well, and neither of them really play video games, but they all have to use their different skills and wits to escape this, because it's a violent video game. It is like an RPG, and you just if you die in the game, well, this one's less. It's more like Jumanji. It's not them getting sucked into the video game itself. It's their life becomes the video game, and they become the characters that they play in the computer version. And it's pretty hilarious. The puzzles they have to solve are absolutely absurd. Like the one example I think of, I really can't talk about, but let's just say Hannah's character is a cat lady man thing, and she has to use there's a certain lock that they have to unlock, and it's a certain shape that she has, and has to use that to unlock the door.
I think I need you to explain it a little bit more in depth.
I think you should just watch the episode. It's a funny show, and I think you would actually like it. If you like stoner comedy.
You said the same thing about like a lot of other things that you tried to get me to watch. Especially that last movie that we saw before you guys ended up moving.
What, Tank Girl?
That was horrendous.
Hey, your wifey wanted to see that one too. She was like, I've been meaning to watch this, and I just haven't. So we all went, let's watch it tonight. And we watched it. And it's a very silly film, but yes, I enjoyed it. But I like camp.
Horrendous.
Anyways, this one's not a cartoon one. This one is very much live action, IRL. It has some video game elements. It obviously has special effects, but it's I don't know. It's one of my favorite episodes. It's just so goddamn funny. Alright, what's this one I have? Oh, this one. Did you ever watch Black Mirror? How much of that have you seen?
Yes, all of it.
Okay. There are some episodes of Black Mirror that stick out, but I really especially enjoyed this episode. I think it's literally called USS Callister. But yeah, this one's reported by The Gamer. Let me scoot it over. There we go. So, of course, Black Mirror receives high praise for a reason, with stellar writing, gorgeous cinematography, and mind-bending twists on cliched genres. You can usually expect to be in for a trippy ride, subvert your expectations. While Black Mirror has multiple episodes that deal with technology and virtual worlds, two of the best are Playtest and USS Callister. Playtest is straight-up horror and perfect if you love standing on the edge of uncertainty and fear. USS Callister is like an MMO gone horribly wrong. It received 7 Emmy nominations for sheer greatness, winning 4. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been wrong a lot. It's been a while since I've seen these episodes, but I bring them up because I remember them existing. I remember enjoying them, but I've got good old Muffin the fact checker here. So he has trapped all of them in this virtual reality MMO, right? Because he has like a crush on her.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
That's fair. And I don't remember how they actually get out. I think in this one, because it's an MMO, y'all can again, please correct us if we're wrong on our socials, but I think they actually just had to break the game to get out of this one. I don't know if they actually had to win it or not, because they basically went over the same storylines and whatnot over and over. Because again, I remember him liking her because she's the one who figures out they're trapped in VR. Um, and he kept reliving the same thing over and over because they work together and he can't get with her in real life, so he's gonna get with her in the video game.
What a loser.
Exactly. That's the joke. That's why he's again. This is clearly based, at least aesthetically, off Star Trek. So he wants to be that debonair ladies' man. He wants to be Captain Kirk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, great episode. I'm a little embarrassed that I don't remember all the details, but it is a great episode. So it's one of those things like San Junipero that really just stands out. Black Mirror has a lot of good episodes, but this one, San Junipero, I can't remember the name of the other one, but the one with was it Bryce Dallas Howard? No, it wasn't. Maybe it was. Anyways, the one where you rate everything, you rate people like you rate Yelp. I don't remember. Nosedive.
That was also Black Mirror.
Yeah, no, I'm talking I'm talking about the Black Mirror episodes that stand out. The titles are Nosedive and San Junipero are the ones I'm referencing specifically.
See, I never paid attention to the titles. We just kind of watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're not those kind of weird people.
I like having a mental encyclopedia of stuff and random facts.
Oh, trust me. You most certainly have an encyclopedia. It's mainly just useless stuff.
Wow, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could assist you in the realization.
You make me feel so good about myself. Oh, this one's a unique one as well. This one I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it is a silly movie, but it's silly in the way that it's campy and it's unique and it's fun. But within the constructs of their own world, everything makes sense. And doing stuff just to do stuff, like, oh, this happens? Why? I thought it would look cool. That there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but if it's totally off kilter from the story, it can be more distracting than entertaining. Whereas I really enjoyed Free Guy because everything just kind of worked within itself, even with the more off the wall shit. Like, I think what does he turn into? The Free Guy turns into what, Hulk or Captain America at some point? He turns into one of the Marvel characters, doesn't he?
No.
No, I thought there was a Marvel character.
He gets a shield, but
right.
He doesn't turn into him.
That's right. He gets
because it's like one of those pay to win items.
Right. But the plot of Free Guy, if you haven't seen it, again, highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's a very funny movie. Ryan Reynolds plays not a person necessarily. I mean, he's trapped in a video game technically, but he's trapped there because he's made for the game.
He's an NPC.
He's an NPC, yes. That's what I was leading up to. He's an NPC in the video game. He does the same thing every time. The players around him just do player things like rob banks, and it's like he lives in Grand Theft Auto. And I think one of the funniest scenes is one of the early ones when he gains awareness, which again I don't remember. I think it's a bug or a glitch that makes him gain awareness. But he goes in and he usually orders like a coffee, 2 sugars. And when he goes into the coffee shop today, the first day of his awareness, he goes, today I think I want to try a cappuccino. And the NPC at the coffee shop panics because she's like, no, I have your coffee, 2 sugars. He's like, but I want a cappuccino today. And she's like, what the do I do? Because she's not programmed to adjust to that. He's not supposed to be programmed to have thoughts or change his mind.
Yeah.
That'd be like...
It's a great film.
No, it's so funny. Again, imagine... You're gonna hate me for this, but imagine you're playing Spyro, and instead of... the guy...
Why would I want to put myself through that torture?
Because Spyro's fun and cute. If you're playing Spyro 2 and you're in Breeze Harbor doing the trolley orb mission, the class and the pelican dude, instead of saying his classic trouble with the trolley, eh? He starts just giving you advice on what you're doing wrong and how to improve your how to win the challenge. Like, hey, hey, buddy, hey, Spyro, why don't you try timing your bombs or your jumps better? And you keep forgetting to turn left here. Make sure you turn left there, buddy. Just keep that in mind. I'd probably freak out as a player. I'd be like, especially like if he's talking to Spyro.
Freak out?
I guess
You wouldn't just go, huh?
I mean, I would be very confused at least. Yeah, I probably wouldn't like freak out, but I would be calling my friends like, hey, what happens when you fail the trolley mission in Spyro? And they're like, oh, well, da 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 da. He just has trouble with the trolley, eh? Ha ha ha. Like, mine doesn't do that. But then again, this is set in like an MMO type online world, right? It's like GTA Online.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one would make a little bit more sense than something like Spyro to glitch out and make the NPCs sentient and aware of themselves because they would in theory have the influence of the players around them. But in this one, I don't think he actually gets out. But he does become like a top ranked player in the game as an NPC, which they do. I think the company itself wants to shut down, if memory serves correctly, but they're like, no, the player rate has never been higher. They want to meet the free guy, the NPC. You're not shutting this dude down. I don't care if he's out ranking actual players.
Just fuck him.
Fuck him. And then lastly, before the last one, I will honorably mention Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense, which is an anime. This one, she's not trapped in the video game. She actually goes in and out. She and her friends, enter and exit the game pretty flippantly. Again, they're students, so they excuse me.
Hey.
Oh, I'll give you a minute.
Come here, boy. You butthead.
Amazing. I'd say my dog
broke
would.
my leg.
No. I'd say my dog would never, but he absolutely would.
I had it like perfectly leveled and everything, Larry. You're a dick.
I think you'll be okay, buddy. Alright, so these two characters, well, this is, her name's Maple. Keda? I don't remember how to pronounce her actual name because she's, like, never called it. But she's not trapped in the game per se, but most of her time is spent in this game on the show. And they start playing New World Online, which is a VR MMORPG that she plays with her friends. And the whole plot of the show is she does not want to get hurt. She's pretty new to MMOs, so she doesn't want to die a lot. So she puts all of her stat points in defense. And throughout the series, she breaks the game by collecting new powers that she technically shouldn't be able to, but it's just because she uses a lot of creativity to defeat enemies. It's because most her friends more of like a swiftness based character with but with more balanced stats. But hers literally she's not strong, she's not fast, she just has high defense. So
is this the one where she literally chews a dragon boss to death?
Yeah, she gets swallowed by a dragon. She eats her way out, and then she gets powers from that. She gets a special.
I don't think she swallowed. Otherwise, I'm thinking of a different show.
I think
like the dragon spits out poison, right?
I don't remember. I really don't.
Three-headed dragon?
I think so. Like, yeah, because she gets the Hydra ability.
Yeah. No, she goes to karate chop the dragon, and it doesn't do anything, so she bites its toe, and realizes that she's chewing the health away, so she literally eats the dragon.
We might be thinking of different bosses, but I think it's the same show. Either that or I'm just remembering it wrong. But again, this is classic characters in a video game, except again, it's not play. It's not win to escape. She comes and goes as needed. But I thought it was an honorable mention because it's a cute little show. And then lastly, of course, the one you mentioned, Sword Art Online, the whole anime. Let me go away. Here, okay, that's fine. A whole anime surrounding the idea of these people being trapped in video games. Now, how you said if they try to remove the headset, it'll kill them?
Mm-hmm.
Fun. So, do they have people on the outside taking care of them, or are we just not concerned about that aspect?
Um, yes and no. The ones that immediately panic have their family members rip the headset off and then, killing their child or husband or whatever.
Oh, lovely.
Um, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Uh huh.
See, essentially, it's if you bought the game, basically they just move you and your whole computer setup with the virtual reality headset to the hospital, and they just hook you up to some stuff while you just kind of fight through the game.
That's crazy.
I mean, it goes on for like 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah.
See, that's why I asked, because in the film Don't Worry, Darling, which I actually quite enjoyed. I thought it was a fun, a good movie. But in the movie Don't Worry, Darling, it's basically the concept of the movie is that incels and right wingers, I'm just gonna say it because we all know who it is, they trap their girlfriends or wives in a virtual world where they're supposed to be happier, but they're not there on their own accord, and they're like 50s housewives. And spoiler alert, I guess the big reveal of it is that the Harry Styles character, when they do the big reveal, they show Alice, the wife and main character, strapped down to the bed with her like eyes being held open by like a machine, and and she's hooked up to basically like a hospital setup, but it's like a janky at home version because she's got like fluids and nutrition running through her, and she has to be moved and exercised so that she doesn't get bed sores. But he has to like refresh her eye drops and all that, and clean her up, make sure she doesn't, she's taken care of physically at least, and she stays in the world full time, but he has to leave periodically so that he can pay for the setup. And the gag of it is, and again, it's never really explained. It's not a perfect movie, but I enjoy watching it. If the women die in I think, yeah, if the women die in that world, I think they just come out on the other side. I don't know if they die in real life, but the men, it's specifically stated that if the men are killed or die in that world, then they die in real life. It's crazy.
You know one we didn't mention?
I think it was Spy Kids 3D. Game over.
Maze Runner.
Oh, I never actually saw Maze Runner, nor have I read it.
No!
No, I haven't.
I'm not even gonna bother.
No, do it. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
So,
While I look up the other one.
Maze Runner, essentially a lab, basically makes a giant ass maze with a bunch of entities, if you will. And the goal of the people that they essentially kidnap is to figure out the puzzle's like secrets so they can get through the maze so they can get out.
Okay.
And they've made, I think, 3 films
Oh, wow.
out of it. Because it's Maze Runner 1, then there's Scorch Trials. it might be one or two films, but it's a great like set of films.
Hmm.
Has a very dark twist to it.
Ooh, don't spoil it. I'm sure I'll watch it or read it at some point. Given it's a YA novel, I could probably read it pretty easily.
I don't think it's a book.
I'm gonna double check that real quick. Pretty sure it is, unless I'm thinking Ready Player One. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was just thinking of Ready Player One. Nope, The Maze Runner, based on the best-selling novel. Okay, yeah, it's based. Yeah, Maze Runner is a 2014. Yeah, The Maze Runner is a wait James Dashner. I don't know. The Maze Runner is a 2009 dystopian novel by American author James Dashner. It takes place in a world suffering from a coronal mass ejection, in whose surviving civilians fight to avoid an apocalyptic illness called the flare. Yep. And then, of course, we can't show anything, but my last mention is going to be one of my favorite films as a youngster, Spy Kids 3D Game Over, which is obviously the third installment in the Spy Kids series. Second one's obviously my all-time favorite, but the third one was creative and fun in its own right. It was really riding that trend of, it was the new 3D technology. You had your special glasses, so that whenever someone in the movie did something like 3D, they would make it look like it was bouncing off the screen. And it does follow Junie Cortez, who is the younger brother. He decides after the adventures of the last film that he's done being a spy kid. He wants to go off and do his own thing. He literally makes his own like PI business, and it's really cute. And then he gets called back to the OSS because his older sister Carmen is missing. And the twist of it is and this is before all the 3D stuff, because there's literally a flashing text on the screen as to when to put on and remove your 3D glasses. At least in the original DVD release. But the twist of it is because Junie is freaking out. He's like, "Where's Carmen? Where's my sister?" And he's like, "Oh, physically she's right here in the building." And they just boop boop boop, and she's like suspended in this like tech sphere. So her body is there, but she's basically full body VR experience going in to beat this new video game because Sylvester Stallone plays the toy maker. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone plays the toy maker, and he decides he's going to use that video game to take over the youths of the world and create a new society with it. And if you can't get out of the game, you're going to be trapped in there. Your consciousness, at least, will be trapped in there forever. And it's been a while since I've seen it. It has a lot of young talents in it. It's one of Elijah Wood and Selena Gomez's first projects. So if y'all remember them.
He's not the guy.
I'm the guy. And then
Step aside.
He's on screen for like a total of 10 seconds.
And he gets zapped.
Immediately.
He dies immediately.
But yeah.
He goes, oops.
Oops. So that is our summary of some of our favorite examples of, the TV trope, when to escape or win your freedom, people being trapped in a video games or, board games in the case of Jumanji and Zathura, invading the real world and taking over your life. I want to know on our socials what your favorite example is, what we missed, maybe some things that I got wrong or something that you disagree with me on. Let us know here. All of our socials are here at linktree/GFA Entertainment. You can also let us know on our live streams, which if you want to follow me and my POV of our co-op streams or to see what I'm playing, all my stuff can be found at BritRochelle.com or BritRochelle.card.co.
And then you can find me at linktree/muffinsincere. It's got all of our socials and all of our links to all of our separate pages. Mm-hmm. Just pop on there, follow us, and stay tuned.
And until next time, thank you so much for watching and or listening to Ginger Force Apocalypse, the podcast. Keep fapping, folks.